Donald Trump telling FBN how his plans is going to bring back big growth to the United States economy. Now to former 2012 GOP candidate, presidential candidate, and former businessman CEO Herman Cain on what he makes of the plan. Herman, thanks for joining me. Your assessment of the plan?
I like it. I think it is bold because, quite frankly, I didn't expect the corporate rate to go as low as 15%. That's bold. Now, whether or not he's able to get all of that through, that's another thing, but I think it's bold. And for all of the naysayers out there who want to find ways to criticize the plan, of course you can find something to criticize it for, but in terms of will it work, look at the decade of the 60s, look at the decade of the 80s. That's all the proof we need. Hillary's already started to bash it, talking about trickle-down economics do not work. Yes, they do work. It's called let people keep more of the money that they earn rather than take it from them and try to redistribute it. I think it is a bold plan, and I certainly hope that the Republicans get behind it and that they're able to overcome the Democrat opposition.
Well, of course, you're not surprised that Hillary attacked it.
No, listen, not at all.
Democrats have been attacking trickle-down economics. I mean, there are certain places you go and you say trickle-down economics and people think, you know, it's a four-letter word. So, and without understanding what exactly it means and the success that it's had. So you feel this is Reagan-esque?
I do believe it's Reagan-esque. And the reason that they get away with still saying trickle-down economics is that they also have made Republican a four-letter word, which is why so many people are afraid to even think about voting for a Republican candidate who's put a bold economic prosperity plan on the table. I like it. Now, would there be some things that could be tweaked to make it even better? Of course. But this is a long way, Charles, from where we are today. What we have today, and with what Hillary Clinton is talking about, it's called economic stagnation. Like Governor Mike Pence said, you know, the people are tired of hearing this is as good as it can get. 1.2% GDP growth last month. No. This, I believe, as Donald Trump believes, can generate 4% plus if they don't tie too many obstacles on it as they try to get it passed into legislation.
Now, of course, what some folks are going to say is someone like a Herman Cain who's a millionaire and Donald Trump who's a billionaire, of course they love it. They're going to put more money in their pocket and they're going to pass on all their wealth to their kids. And people at the bottom, there's the pie, the 1% keeps the pie forever, and there's no way everyone else, they just get the scraps. What do you say to someone who thinks that way?
That is a lie. First of all you have to do, Larry Kudlow wrote an article where he basically showed that from 2009 to 2013, the top 1%, they are paying a bigger piece of the pie. Secondly, what do people who acquire some wealth do with that wealth? They don't just pass it on to their relatives. They build businesses, which creates jobs. They invest, which creates jobs. And here's something that they fail to remember when you talk about who's going to benefit. Too many people in this country have to sell the farm to save the farm. Too many people have to sell the business to save the business. So that is a false argument based upon the data, and it's just an emotional talking point that the opponents of a plan like this use to try to convince people otherwise.
I'm glad you used the word emotional because Hillary Clinton's going to speak in a couple of days, and it's my hunch what we're going to see is something very similar to what President Obama does when he talks economics. And it's not really economics as much as philosophy. And I asked Senator Brown about this earlier. You know, apparently, in my mind, what the American people are being given is a choice between the notion that you can pull yourself up by the bootstraps in a system that's designed against you, or you can let us, the government, on your behalf, go out and make sure that we acquire the wealth from these greedy 1%ers and businesses and take care of you cradle to grave.
You're right. Hillary's going to use the word fair or fairer multiple times without ever defining to people what that means. I can tell you what it means. It means that Hillary and the bureaucrats and the Democrats, they want to determine what's fair and then tell you that it's fair. Trump's approach is you keep more of what you earn and you make those decisions rather than the government sucking it out of your paycheck and then they come back and define fair and then dole out crumbs to the American people. So you're right. She's only going to appeal to emotions. I doubt if we hear one statistic similar to what's in Trump's plan from what she has to say. and it's going to be all appealing to people's emotions, the narrative that they've been using for decades, hoping that a lot of people will fall for it. But the good news, Charles, a lot of people are waking up to this narrative. They are really waking up to it.
It's been a long slumber. So they should be waking up to it. It's been a long slumber.
Yes.
All right. Herman Cain, thank you very much.
Thank you, Charles.